These classes are intended to be bite-sized, simple, that you can use in your everyday life. We're not teaching advanced meditation here. We're teaching you tools that you can use on a regular basis to increase your awareness.
What we're trying to offer here, our attempt is to offer a way of being in a world that you're not reacting from trauma, that you're actually slowing down in the moment to be able to have a different way of being in the world, to really offer you a way to be more at ease and at peace.
Yeah, so today, the tool that we're going to talk about is a simple breathing exercise, which is exactly what Abdi just said. It's not something that you need to be sitting cross-legged in a chair or on the floor to do.
We live our lives in illusory control, because control obviously is never real, but this illusion of control is very powerful. So as we start this series, we just want to say that to everyone, that we have to really learn to tolerate ease.
Welcome. This is the Tools of Awakening classes. And my name is Pernilla Burke, and I'm the founder and creator of the website Awakening 101 and the podcast Awakening Process 101. And I'm here with my friend Abdi Assadi. He is an acupuncturist, healer, and spiritual counselor. And these classes are intended to be bite-sized, simple, that you can use in your everyday life. We're not teaching advanced meditation here. We're teaching you tools that you can use on a regular basis to increase your awareness, just so that you can walk through life and react in a different way, or react without coming from instinct, or react from a place of greater awareness. So that's what we're doing here. Anything you want to add, Abdi?
Well, I love what you said. What we're trying to offer here, our attempt is to offer a way of being in a world that you're not reacting from trauma, that you're actually slowing down in the moment to be able to have a different way of being in the world, to really offer you a way to be more at ease and at peace. Yeah. And it's doable. This is not some woo-woo, airy-fairy stuff. This is stuff that can actually be done. And there's so many technologies from so many cultures that have been refined to help us do that. And our offering is also through the lens of both of us as people who are in the world, of ways of being in the world that just brings more ease and peace to you.
Yeah, so today, the tool that we're going to talk about is a simple breathing exercise, which is exactly what Abdi just said. It's not something that you need to be sitting cross-legged in a chair or on the floor to do. It's something that I personally use when I'm driving my kids to school and everybody's late and annoyed. And it's something that I use, which gives me instantaneous moment of quick pause from my reactions. So that gives me a choice of how to react. So we're going to close our eyes and just take a moment and feel your shoulders relax down onto your back. And then I want you to move your attention to the tip of your nose and start focusing on the breath as it enters and exits your nostrils. And see if you can sense into the sensation of the colder air as it comes in, and the warmer air as it comes out. We're going to just ride the breath here at the nostrils. And I want you to ask yourself right now, where is my mind? And you notice that just from these simple breaths. Your mind has become more calm. Shoulders are more relaxed. And you are more aware. Just going to come back to the feeling of the breath entering and exiting the nostril. And then we're going to slowly open your eyes. So the important thing, I think, with this exercise is to take a moment, right? Like right now, even after, and sort of just check in with yourself and see what is my state? Like, how do I feel? And for me, at least, it gives me an instantaneous moment of pause, which is what I look for in life, because I don't want to live by my reaction. What happens to you when you check in with your breath like that?
Same thing. It's interesting. This is one of the first techniques that I learned over 40
Yeah.
years ago, and it still holds power. It's
It does.
incredible. The breath, I mean, obviously so powerful, but just that intention of pulling it into here. First of all, most of us are living so cerebrally that the attention's all up here above the eyes. So just pulling it down here gives a sensation of how out of the body one usually is. And my experience is the same as yours. With attention comes relaxation. And then I love your idea of the pause. We are nonstop pushing against anxiety. We're mobilized, which is the word I use for that. This gives the body mind an ability to come out of mobilization and just be present. So to your point of, and your name of awakening, awakening comes through presence. Presence gives awakening. Awakening brings presence, the loop.
Yeah, and first comes the breath. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been interesting because it's like I've been meditating for 20 years, but the breath came last. So even though I was meditating, I never really was deeply fully connected to my breath because I, like you, I was a drug user in my 20s, so I shut down my connection to my body. I remember breathing from literally the top of my collarbone up to my nose and back, like I didn't have any breath in my abdomen. And the shift came with the beginning of COVID when I started doing like heavy pranayama because I didn't have I couldn't meditate because everybody was home. And it was when I discovered that it's an instantaneous shift. Like it's such a powerful tool. And I actually looked up on Wikipedia what it says, and I'm going to read this quick quote here. Deep breathing and relaxation activate the other part of your nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, which sends a signal to your brain to tell the anxious part that you're safe and don't need to use the fight, flight, or freeze response.
So here's an interesting thing that I learned, when I used to treat a lot of people and work on them and work with children. We breathe abdominally from when we're born. Depending how traumatic our environment is as a child, we stop breathing abdominally and we start breathing thoracically. So we'll go from abdominal breathing, which is that, we see babies with a soft belly. We actually freeze that and we do this short breathing, which is thoracic. That's our first way of mediating anxiety. It's the first way of dealing with what is uncomfortable. The problem with that is that when you breathe abdominally, you take in half a gallon of oxygen. The lower lobes of the lungs are filled. When you breathe thoracically, that short breathing is only half a pint of oxygen. You don't breathe 4 minutes, you die. So it's the most important thing you can do, right? You cannot eat for days. You cannot drink water for days. Certainly not breathing for more than 4 minutes, you start the death process. So this is also inviting life. And it's the unconscious, so the fight or flight or freeze. Literally, you can start doing thoracic breathing and not be in a different environment. You'll go into that. It
Yeah,
doesn't just
exactly.
have to be like the kids are late. Oh my God, traffic. Oh my God, the car's freezing. Oh my God, the car's too hot. Like it's not just that. It's
Yeah.
literally like, wow, we're in that state all the time. So
Because we're
this
we're creating it because we start breathing with
unconsciously,
yeah. So we
unconsciously.
create the fight or flight, even though the
Yes.
fight or flight isn't actually happening. Like there is no
Yes.
wolf coming around the corner.
The body's entrained to be in this state of fight or flight because unconsciously it doesn't, being relaxed is a stranger to pretty much everyone. It's a stranger
Yes.
because, the ego mind wants to be mobilized because it's, in case something bad happens, it doesn't get caught with its pants down. So
Mhm.
to say to someone, relax, is very counterintuitive. Actually, one has to push through that moment. So when the breath comes here, there's going to be always that instance where the body's like, what are you, out of your mind, Pernilla? What are you doing? Like, we got to be on top of
That
this.
yes, like you're not in control when you do that.
Yes. That's the whole
Hmm.
thing, right? We live our lives in illusory control because control obviously is never real, but this illusion of
Hmm.
control is very powerful.
Hmm.
So as we start this series, we just want to say that to everyone that we have to really learn to tolerate ease. It
Hmm.
sounds very counterintuitive, but it really is. We have to learn to tolerate this ease.
Mm. I remember when you said that to me the first time. Tolerate ease. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But then I was like, oh, okay. Like, how are we okay with
Mhm,
not moving forward
mhm,
like
mhm,
crazy? But
mhm.
that is probably another one of our right. We should do a whole class of just tolerate ease.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm into it. So as
So,
as we're doing this, I'm still keeping the awareness, right? So there's also this thing. The awareness is a very mysterious, wonderful, elastic thing. I can talk to you and still have some awareness
mhm,
of going in and out. And I'm aware when I talk, I can't feel it because now the hot air is coming out of my mouth. So this idea of spending your attention money on different things than just the thinking is a profound piece of the string to unravel in the process of awakening.
mhm,
So we offer that to people as a way. Play with it.
yeah,
Play with
yeah,
it. This is not.
yeah. I mean, I'll do a quick story because in the summer of 2020, right after I'd started this, I was in a car accident in Sweden. This girl came on like one of those scooters,
I remember.
and yeah, she rammed straight into the side of the car, and I had like three kids in the back of the car, and she was under. It was scary. She was under. Her leg was underneath the car, and I
Mm,
had to drag her out and whatever. But she was fine. But the kids were able to leave because it was close to where we live, but the police said you have to stay because we have to ask you questions. So they sort of like took care of the area and they just stay here until we're ready to talk to you. And that was the first time where I really tapped into the power of this specific tool because all I did when I stood there was focus on the breath coming in and out of my
mm,
nose. I had no idea what was going to happen. I
mm.
was worried about the girl. I was worried about my kids, how they were going to react. I mean, everything was going on. Um, but when the police then started talking to me, I was completely surrendered to whatever was going to happen. And then everything turned out fine. But I just remember it was such a powerful moment when I just decided instead of freaking out now and like asking the police when they're going to talk to me or when's this going to be over or calling people, I just stood there and breathed through my nose. So
That's
you can
beautiful.
use it in any shape or form.
In order to do that, though, you do have to have a practice. You got to get familiar with it. It's not something that one can pull out in time of distress. It has to be
Unless you've
practiced.
done it, yeah.
Yeah, and again, we're talking minutes here. The thing about these
Hmm.
technologies, which is ancient techniques, you know, it's minutes a day. It's not like you don't have to shave your head, move to Tibet. We're talking about invest minutes a day
No.
in this thing. That's weird. You would think that'd be fun,
Yeah.
but it really is about minutes a day, right? So
Yeah.
again, whoever's doing this, if it, we're going to share different techniques here, but if this is
Hmm.
something that talks to you, literally give yourself 3 minutes a day. There is a gauntlet. I throw it down.
Hmm.
3 minutes a day, sit and
That's
practice and
the
see what
homework.
feels. That's the
Yeah.
homework, right? So very little. And everyone's rushed with time and everything, but you can afford 3 minutes.
Yeah. So I was going to do another short one
Mm,
before we end
great.
because it's short and sweet. And
I like
so,
that.
yeah.
New York Minute.
So close your eyes again. And then move your attention back to the tip of the nose. Again, focusing on the air as it comes in and how it exits the nostrils. Just ride the breath there for about 3 breaths. Now you can move your attention even farther into the cave of the mouth, the back of the throat. Following the breath in and out. Moving again to the middle of the throat. Middle of the chest. Upper abdomen. Ending up in the belly. Just going to sit here for about 30 seconds, following the breath all the way down to the belly and back. Just noticing where your mind is. Feeling the air entering and exiting. Sensing into that pause. Coming to the end of this, you can open your eyes. So you can use this short meditation too as a recording when you practice, just to set the space. I think that was helpful for me in the beginning to listen to somebody instead of my own.
Definitely helpful. Also, this piece, when you add the abdominal piece, one thing we all do in times of stress, and that's pretty much 24/7, is we actually tighten the stomach. We go back to that initial thing we were just describing of this shallow breathing. So you don't need to close your eyes in traffic, obviously, and hopefully, but if your eyes are open, literally just relaxing the belly and letting the breath drop down. It's profound business. And we just went from the half a pint breathing to half a gallon breathing. And breath is the most important thing. So what are you going to say?
Maybe I'm like going too far.
No, this is wonderful. Actually, I find this piece, for me, when I always do this automatically, the awareness becomes how I'm holding my stomach. And this is also what we're going to talk about as we go deeper into these sessions, is you can spread your awareness in multiple places. So right now we're just talking about the nostril and then the belly. But the awareness is an incredible tool. It can be put on many, many things at the same time, and that actually calms the monkey mind.
Yeah.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get into the monkey mind soon.
So, well, thank you everybody for listening, and try this, and hopefully you'll feel calmer and more present in your day. And we will see you in the next one. All right. Thank you so much. I am Pernilla Burke. I'm here with Abdi Assadi, and we're so happy you listened. Thank you.